Hey, it's Clay at ClayTrader.com, and on the screen here you can see some of my day trading results where I made $1,600 there, but I want to talk about how making money can actually be a trap. And in this situation, yes, I was day trading stocks, but this principle applies to day trading futures or Forex or any other financial asset out there, and not necessarily just day trading. It could also be swing trading of any of those assets, stocks, options, Forex, crypto, any of those things. The point here being, I want to share a strategy with you that I have used and that I continue to use that can really help out, because as goofy as it sounds, yeah, making money can be a trap. And I show this to you not to brag, but to just let you know that none of this is theory. This is not me coming at you from a textbook definition. I'm using my real life results so that you can see how this idea, how this strategy can play out in the real world of trading. So again, yes, I was day trading, made some money online, but that can be a major trap. And as I've talked about in past videos, if you've watched any of the other things, you've seen this golden rule come up time and time again, but it's all about self-awareness. That is truly the golden rule to finding trading success, is you need to be very self-aware. And I love this quote. I always use it. Self-awareness is our capacity to stand apart from ourselves and examine our thinking, our motives, our history, our scripts, our actions, and our habits and tendencies. And for me, this is just my self-awareness, knowing how I am. And I'm not saying that you're going to relate perfectly, because we are all different humans. But I mean, I've been around, I've been helping traders since 2013, and I've seen this as a common thread, a common theme. So if you are struggling as a trader, or who knows, maybe you're just brand new and getting started, better yet, you have a totally clean slate. So I want you to just kind of keep this in the back of your mind and think about potentially using this strategy. So to set things up, Thursday was a very good day within the sequence of how all this played out. And that is where I made $1,661. And Friday, I found myself feeling like this when I woke up. I was feeling very good. I mean, I was looking good. I kind of had a swagger to my step. I rolled out of bed and wow, I was just, yes. Yeah, I made $1,600 the other day. All online, working from home. I don't even think I got dressed necessarily. I was probably sitting in my pajamas, still made $1,600. I look good. That's how I was feeling. But the key thing is, I recognize that's how I was feeling. So my challenge to you, what I would recommend that you do, is always be self-aware. How are you feeling? And if you're feeling like this, well, just keep in mind, trading is a mental balancing act. And I think that image is pretty much perfectly summarizes what's going on in the trader's mind, because it is a very tight rope to walk. Because yes, confidence is certainly required for success as a trader. If you want to have any amount of success, you got to be confident. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be decisive. You have to be able to take action. But, and this is a big but, there is also the other side of things, is you must be able to identify when confidence has all of a sudden become pure ego. There is a massive difference between being confident and then just kind of being egotistical, being full of yourself, thinking you're way better than what you actually are. And when confidence has been shoved to the side and it's just pure ego that's doing the shoving, so when pure ego is shoving confidence to the side and has replaced it, you need to have rules in place. So my rule, what I like to do, is nothing fancy, but just lower my normal position sizing. So for example, and I'm just making these numbers up, if normally you trade with, let's just say 500 shares or 500, whatever you're trading, if you're Forex, some sort of lot sizement, then just lower it. So in this situation, if it was 500 shares, for example, yeah, I think I've gone beyond the point of confidence, and I think this is just ego, pure ego showing up. Why don't I go down to 200 shares or 300 shares? And, it's a balancing act in the sense of, well, how much do you need to lower? Well, that's going to be different by case, but the overall idea, the overall strategy here is, I'm recognizing ego. Let me lower down my position sizing, because for me at least, when I'm feeling really good about myself, when I think I'm, the greatest thing since sliced bread, I can get a little reckless. I can get a little fancy in my trading. Well, that kind of works. That kind of looks like the setup that I need. That sort of meets the criteria. But you know what? I'm good. I'll make it work. And then I find myself getting into trouble. So a very, very quick way to mitigate and be proactive against this is, again, to lower your normal position sizing. Now, to be fair, at times lowering size is going to cause you to miss out on bigger gains because the next day, who knows, maybe you get reckless, but the tricky part of the market is you acting reckless actually still provides more gains. And that's a whole nother trap in and of itself because now the market's feeding your ego, is giving you some fool's gold saying, yeah, keep on acting like that. Keep on acting like that. And then before you know it, the market pulls the rug out under your feet and there you go, down, down, down. So yeah, I mean, at some points, you are going to miss out on bigger gains by using this rule. But we got to keep in mind the bigger picture, not just looking at things and saying, I could have made. Here's the flip side, okay? In this situation, and I guess I'm patting myself on the back in a sick and twisted way because, yeah, that next day, I don't know what I was doing. I ended up losing $11, which is, I was very happy with that because that loss could have been much, much bigger had I not reduced my size and had I not approached things in a much different way because, yeah, my ego had pushed confidence to the side and I was out there and, I'm not going to say I was just doing stuff randomly. That's not the case at all. I wasn't out there just like, let's just see what happens and I'm just going to do this and that. No, there is still a method and, methodology to things. There we go. But it was just, like I said, I was right that the ego was there. Now, here's the tricky part is, the ego is not going to be like saying, hey, hi, I'm pure ego. I push confidence to the side. Unfortunately, it's never quite that obvious. I mean, your ego is going to do as best as it can to hide itself and mask itself with confidence. So, but keep that in mind. My point is, I was right. It was not a good day in terms of the decisions I made. And again, not bad decisions, not like pure gambling decisions, but there was just, there's a lot of gray territory. But because I used that rule and because I lowered my position size, yeah, it was a losing day, but $11. So this rule accomplished two key dynamics here. First off, it protected my previous day's gains. Have you ever been there before where you have a great day or you have a great few days and then one day all of a sudden, maybe not necessarily wipes out all your gains, but takes a big, big chunk out of them? Like, I can't say for certain, but like I said, been around since 2013. If I was forced to guess what your issue is, my guess is you probably got a little too much ego, you got a little too reckless, and then boom, just like that, big gains, gone in a very, very quick amount of time. So you're not alone. Like I said, I've been there many times before. This is how I've developed, the self-awareness of knowing my own psychology and my own emotions, how my, mind operates. But we are all humans at the end of the day, so we're relatively similar in some of these ways. So maybe that's something for you. But the second thing that it allowed is for non-superhero trading to be needed in order to dig myself out of the hole. If you find yourself needing to trade like a superhero in order to get out of a hole and recoup losses, something's not right in your risk management department. So I'll say that again. If you find yourself, I'm going to have to trade like a superhero today if I want to get those losses back. You know what? I would say those losses were way too big to begin with. But if you can find yourself where, you don't have to trade like a superhero in order to get out of any sort of holes, that's what you want. So the next day for me, I ultimately made $428. Now, is that some sort of mind-boggling, huge amount? No, it's not. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful. It's still amazing to think that I made $428 online, pressing buttons. But is that some sort of huge number? It really isn't. However, and here's the key, is it huge compared to the $11 that I lost? Absolutely. And that's my point is by keeping things controlled, by managing risk, I made a very modest $428, yet I still very, very easily and clearly wiped away the previous day's losses because I kept that rule in play. So yes, again, the rule sometimes it's going to cost you gains because, I could have made so much more had I not lowered my position size. True, but remember, that's a two-sided coin. Here is a situation where I could have lost a whole lot more, but I ended up losing $11. And then the next day, I very easily got the $11 back again. I don't say that in a bragging way. I mean, it was an $11 hole, but that's the point. I didn't need to come anywhere close to needing to trade like a superhero. So if you find yourself in a situation where you wake up, you're feeling really, really good about yourself to the point where it's beyond confidence, and now there's probably some ego out there, consider using this rule. It can and will help you out. And remember, don't look at it as, I could have made more. That's a stupid rule. I'm never doing that again. That's an isolated incident. You got to look at things from the big picture, and hopefully this example here, well, not really example, but this real life result, I mean, this is a case study on what happened to me, can offer you up some motivation that, yeah, sure, not every time it's going to work out like this. Sure, you're going to maybe sometimes miss out on bigger gains, but it's also going to keep you in a position to just not have to have some sort of huge hole for yourself, or to wipe away those previous gains that you may have made. So if you found this video helpful, if you would like for me to keep making these videos, then please hit that like button. Also leave a comment down below. Also in the comment section, have you ever been there before where you're making money, and then all of a sudden one day, or sometimes one trade, all that money is gone, or at least a big chunk of it is gone? Let me know. We can all share and learn from horror stories from one another, but I think it's very helpful. I mean, iron sharpens iron, and as a channel, I think it's great if we can help each other out just by being honest and disclose. Yeah, you know what, Clay, you're right. I've been there before too. I went on a streak of wins, or maybe I had a really great day, and then all of a sudden, fill in the blank, something bad happens because of the pure ego that shows up. And just let people know that this truly happens, and it doesn't make anybody a bad trader, because I mean, we're all human beings, we all have emotions, but sharing stories I think can really help out quite a bit. So yeah, in the comment section, have you ever been there? Do you have any good horror stories of this? And or if you just have any questions in general, by all means, please leave those in the comment section. If you watch any of my other videos, then in the comments, I do pride myself in replying to them all. I can't say that I'm absolutely perfect at it, but if you leave a comment, I will do my very, very best, and I think my track record speaks for itself. Like I said, if you look at other comment section videos, that I will reply. So leave those comments below, and then also check out the channel as a whole, and hopefully you decide to ultimately subscribe to it. But if nothing else, and you just enjoy these videos, and you would like for me to keep making them, the easiest, most streamlined way to communicate that to me is to just hit that like button. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you consider using this strategy within your trading. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.